Yeah. I don't even know if I'm going to do jazz hands. We are live. I honestly don't feel like jazz hands because got some really terrible news. But this is episode 177 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast, live from the Big Daddy Gun Studios. Joining me tonight, my friend
Doggy Dog
Patrick Roberts
arf. Arf, arf.
Of the Firearm Rack, who we haven't seen in a while, but he's here. He's
yeah.
joining us. Yeah, you know, whatever he was mad at us about, he's over it now.
I mean, I'm going to let you think that.
Yeah. And we also have Walter Keller of Safety Harbor Firearms joining us as well. We're going to be here for the whole night. Welcome to everyone who's out there in the chat. I will go down and shout you guys out. The headline here is sometimes the news hits home, and it hurts. And I'm pretty sure right now this is national news, but what I've been running around all day, and when I got back to the studio, you know, people started getting in touch with me and telling me that there was a shooting in my county. So if you're reading that news, that's my county. Anyone who watches my channel, you see an ambulance with Gilchrist County on it in my videos. So, you know, those are my local deputies, and I know most of those guys on the department. They've been out to my place. I've done stuff with them, etc. So 2 of them were basically assassinated today. You know, guy just walked up to them. They were getting lunch. He just walked up to them, shot him, and then killed himself. So.
Yeah, crazy. He should have just killed himself ahead of time and left the cops alone. You know?
Yeah,
I mean, that would have been preferable.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter if they're cops. It matters if they're cops, but you know, just to go up and shoot a couple people and then kill yourself, that's like, you know, that's just. It doesn't. It matters that they were cops, but that could have been anybody. It seems like.
Absolutely.
I mean, he had a grudge on the popo, obviously. So. But you know, that kind of shit's just bad. So
yeah, I mean, my whole thing is like, if you know, like cops getting shot in the line of duty, yes, sucks, part of job, yes. Like, could it be avoidable in all situations? Probably not. This situation, who knows? But like the fact that they were just like chilling out on their break,
right? He's probably having lunch,
eat a sandwich.
Yeah,
like it's kind of shitty.
It sucks big time, man. I definitely know the sheriff. So here's the headline: 2 deputies killed in Gilchrist County were ambushed. Sheriff tweeted his department suffered a terrible tragedy. I mean, we're like 16 guys in the department. So
yeah, we're talking about Trenton is like small town USA. I mean, it's like small town USA.
And you know, I give cops, police departments sometimes a hard time here, but you know, this is a really tough job for people to do.
Oh yeah.
And I understand that, and they're human beings that do it. There's a lot of guys that are police officers doing all kinds of things in law enforcement that support me, you know, and you're absolutely right about the small town thing, and everyone knows everyone in my town. You know me. I try to hide out. People think I'm probably, you know, I'm not going to lie. I'm probably a little bit flashy, but I try to hide out. But this is a small town. Everyone knows you. You know, there was a day when we were doing some shooting, and I could see units driving up and down the street next to where I was. And I was like, oh, these guys are going to come visit me. When they finally did come visit, they were like, are you Hank Strange? You know, and apparently someone called them, but they realized that, you know, they knew who I was, and they knew I was on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And they were great. I mean, you know, where I live, the only thing that there is a noise ordinance that starts at 10 o'clock at night. So we hung out, we talked, gave them some swag and stuff like that, because they said they were into patches and all that kind of thing. This, I think, is true for all departments, but especially for small town police departments. They know these people. Most of the time, they grew up with all these people. You know, these guys, I've been living there for, I don't know, probably 10 years or longer than that. But these guys grew up there, man. They've been there their entire lives. So it's tough.
It sucks. Yeah. Yep. You know, it's not like they were busting down somebody's door, or they were, you know, or Or one of those traffic stop things where they're just hanging out, minding their own business. It sounds like so.
Yeah. So it says 2 deputies were shot and killed inside a Trenton restaurant Thursday afternoon when a gunman walked up and fired through the window. According to the Gilchrist County Sheriff's Office, the shooting happened about 3 p.m. at H China Restaurant at the intersection of State Road 26 and East Wade Street. Sources told News 4 Jacksonville the gunman just walked out to his Jeep and killed himself. So the gunman has not been named. I wouldn't name the deputies here, even if I knew what it was. I know that I spoke with someone that's pretty close to the department. One of them just had a baby. So
it sucks.
Yeah. You know, some really horrible things going on there. So
you're gonna make me go hug my damn son.
Yeah. So yeah, you know what? You guys talk for a little bit. I'm gonna try to do something here.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Okay. You like stickers, Walter? I like stickers.
Stickers.
Yeah.
What kind of stickers you got?
I mean, all kinds of stickers. Like, I've got a whole bin full of those darn things that I have been hanging on to for years because I'm not a big sticker guy. Like, I don't like stickers on stuff if they're not cases.
But they're stickers from people you like.
I end up with stickers from all kinds of people.
Well, is it time to start giving them away or what?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Like, I don't know. Stickers are my go-to like conversation topic when I don't think about something.
Stickers. Well, you like patches too? You have a drawer full of patches?
I've got a whole box full of patches, as a matter of fact. I don't have that many because I don't go out of my way to collect them.
Right. But when people are handing them out.
Yeah, like I end up with them at industry things. I've got more Geisley patches than I know what to do with. I could probably build a small house out of Geisley patches. Like every time I get a swag pack, I'm like, please stop.
No more patches.
Yeah, well, it's the hats.
Oh,
I'll end up with like 35 of their hats every time I buy a damn trigger.
I usually don't take a lot of that kind of stuff because I don't wear a lot of it. The only time I wear it is like when I'm doing this stuff or something, you know, or when I'm out. But there's so many different kinds of hats, and
Trying to think if I have any really cool patches. I went and I grabbed my box since I know you're a patch guy.
I got a whole bunch from SHOT Show. We have because we put a patch wall thing up, so we got lots of patches. So.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't get I didn't get patches done in time. I think actually, you know what? I do have a favorite. I'm not a patch dude, but like I do have a favorite.
Oh.
As stupid as that is.
Well, there are some that are better than others.
And I've got there it is. It's that guy right there.
Oh, and what is
ATEI? They do like Glock slide milling, but their big thing. Well, they're the Roland special guys, right? So you look at the top of my Roland, right? You see that wavy pattern?
Yeah. That's their thing.
Check that out.
Yeah. Okay, I got
it. Wait for it.
Oh, 3-dimensional.
Yes, it's just like their slide ripples. It's
that's good.
Stupid awesome. Like I think it's super neat, and I like it so much that I don't put it on stuff because I don't want to lose it.
Okay. Well, it's pretty simple, but so
it is simple. It is simple, but like I like that it ties into what they do. It makes me happy. Right. Like I'm not big on PVC patches though. I don't like them. Like I've got a bunch of these, the subdued ones, but they're not, like 3D, which upsets me and makes me sad. I've got a really cool chicken one in here somewhere.
I
don't know what I would do.
Look, I don't know who that guy is.
I don't know. It's some nobody, like some random dude walked up. Yeah. He tried to take my wallet.
Where'd you get that Hank Strange patch from, man?
Some dude tried to take my wallet and then handed me this. It was weird.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to get a friend of mine to come on. So he's never done this kind of thing, but he spent a long time in law enforcement. So I figured, it might be interesting to get him to come on. Plus, I'm just trying to keep my composure right now, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. I ain't got nothing to say that'll help, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But I do want to switch topics real quick if we can, so Hank
Sure.
can regain himself. Maybe focus on some anger instead of sadness. um, Dick's Sporting Goods has said that they are going to destroy every gun that they're not going to sell.
Those dumb fucks. Yeah, I mentioned that last night.
Yeah.
How insane.
Dicks are a bunch of limp dicks.
So check it out. I want to issue a challenge to everybody watching to go ask all of their friends, get on your little FaceSpace accounts, ask everybody to contact Dick's customer service and ask them to donate those rifles to police departments that don't have the funds to fund a patrol rifle program.
There you go.
Like
Absolutely.
they need to hand all of those rifles to cops that don't have patrol rifles. Let's make this happen. Like it's bullshit that this is a company that makes money off of us. And for them to just say, you know what, we don't value your opinion on the Second Amendment. We're just going to destroy these things like it's garbage. They are much better served in the hands of cops. If you're not going to sell them to the public, like put those things in boxes, send them off to Joe Blow at the PD that can't afford to go out and buy a rifle that might save his life or your kid's life or stop the next active shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Put your money where your mouth is.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. I know I've spoken to my local sheriff, and I don't think people realize that, especially in these small. Well, it's not really. I'll be honest with you. It's not a small county, that's for sure. It's massive, but it's a small department. It's not a lot of people, and then they've got to police this whole thing with whatever budget they've given, and it's really difficult for them to do a lot of stuff without people voluntarily.
You want to know what's insane? What is insane is there are cops out there with this as a patrol rifle. They've got freaking M16A1s as a patrol rifle. That's what's pathetic. Like dudes don't have lights, they don't have dots, they don't have variable, what powers. They don't have guns that are serviceable. They've got things that are barely useful as drill rifles at this point. And we've got companies that have the means to put rifles in the hands of people that need them.
Right. But I'll be back 1 second, guys. 1 second. Sorry.
Okay.
So, like, that's my thing. I want all of you guys that are watching to get on your social media.
That's a good idea.
Ask your friends to reach out. Be respectful.
Right.
Don't be angry.
Right.
Don't call him a dick.
No, yeah. Be respectful. Talk to him like you're talking to a pastor, with respect. Like. Get the message out there that Dix doesn't need to destroy these these guns. They need to get them in the hands of people that need them to protect our communities.
Right. And whatever it is that they think they're going to accomplish, I don't know what's going on with everyone nowadays, but whatever it is they think they're going to accomplish here, whoever they think they're going to get on their side, they're losing us for sure. And
they don't care about that, man. Like for whatever reason, the older liberal population feels as though gun control is the answer, and that we need to progress. But when you start looking at the numbers, the younger millennial population that leans left doesn't care. They don't want gun control. So like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. There is something I do want to address. I'm seeing it. Brian Quick says, "What's wrong with an A1?" And then Brooke says, "But that's up to their department to allow these things." So a lot of departments don't have the funds to get good patrol rifles in the hands of cops. So they use programs that take military surplus stuff, and a lot of times that's an A1 or an A2, and puts that in the hands of cops. So they'll get like M16A1s from Vietnam, and Armory will pull the auto sear out, so it's semi-auto only, and that's what they get to run as a patrol rifle. Now, if you're going to the range and you're just dicking around, there's nothing wrong with them, man. Like they did a great job back in Vietnam. They did a wonderful job, into the 80s. But like right now, we've got dudes spending $35 on NC Star red dots that are more capable than an A1. Like I can get online and order an 80% lower and a kit from Palmetto State Armory, and get on Amazon and order a red dot for under $60 and have a rifle that's more capable than any M16A1 that's been turned into a semi-auto only rifle. So it's real important that we get good guns in the hands of these cops. Like the M16s that they're getting is like the stuff that cash-strapped apartments are running are worn out, wallowed out, like they shoot like crap. They might get upgraded by an armorer, maybe, if the department's able to find the money. But like, if Dix is going to destroy all these things, why aren't they riding around in patrol cars?
Yeah, give it to a police department and write it off or whatever, you know.
Well, they're gonna write it off anyways, probably.
I'm sure. I'm sure
Somehow
they
or
are.
another.
Yeah. By the way, before we get too deep into this, I want to remind everyone to click the thumbs ups here. You know, share this video and all that. We're being like severely limited by YouTube. I could tell you guys that. So if you think that YouTube is like notifying people that are subscribed and all that, they're not. So we need you to help us out by clicking the thumbs ups, sharing the video in some form, you know, or I've shared it on social media, going out there and sharing it for us. So, you know, we really appreciate that. I think people want to know what Walter's eating. What's for dinner? What's for dinner, Walter?
It's a burrito.
A burrito. There you go. Okay. So that's what's for dinner tonight.
That's
so
what's for dinner. Yep.
Yeah. You know, yeah, man, listen, I totally agree with you, Patrick, that, you know, we can do a lot better than that. Yep. And, you know, it's tough to do these kinds of things, man.
Yep. I mean, when I'm hearing about departments going to like Radical Firearms to buy $199 uppers to upgrade their, you know, like old military, like hand-me-down rifles, and throwing like UTG stock kits on them because like that's what they could afford. Like, that's not cool. That's bullshit.
Yeah. And another thing that they're severely lacking is some training.
Tyven, you have no idea what the hell they're doing. Why are you even talking about what they're destroying?
Yeah. No, they're actually going to destroy everything. They're not going to just.
That's my understanding. Is they're going to send it all to a crusher.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah. So the two Roberts don't get along, for anyone who doesn't know this.
No, man. Like, if you start talking outside your lane, I'm going to call you on it.
I'm not. That's between you and Tyven. Okay, so there you go. What I know is I'm not putting you two together on a show ever again in my life.
Dude, I was thinking about that. I was like,
I have no idea. My boys. You're both my boys.
I was thinking about this last night. I was like, man, I've got no idea what Hank has planned. Like, I swear to God, if I get put on with Tyven, I'm like developing uncontrollable diarrhea on the spot.
I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. Okay, so I like both of you guys. You know, I think you're both cool dudes, but never again. I don't think I can handle it. So anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, I can't. My brain has blocked out whatever episode number that was.
Dude, I don't even know, but it was awful. Like, that was. I would have rather had a colonoscopy.
I'm sure. I don't know what Tyven is saying, but I'm sure he says. I'm sure.
He's talking about like.
Tyven says he's hauling the parts now.
Oh well.
Chicken parts. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I think that's what that means. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
so I see my friend Ryan is I see him in the chat. My friend Ryan
Hausner.
Yeah, that's a really good friend of mine. Ryan and his dad actually helped train these guys. So, you know.
What training company?
What is it? Ryan will have to tell me. I believe it's Hausner and Associates. His dad was a SWAT team leader for a long time in Wisconsin, and you know, he's in the Marines and all that other kind of good stuff.
Ryan, if you would, man, like, drop me an email, patrick@firearmrack.com. Like, I'd love to hear more about your training company. I always like finding new trainers, good trainers that I can get the word out about.
Yeah. Okay. I think we've got his dad coming on right now.
So never mind.
Yeah. Tom, what's up, man? We can't hear you yet, so I don't know if you got your audio on. It may take. Yeah, Tom's literally doing this for the first time, by the way, people.
Tom is informative and good looking.
Yeah. Yeah. You just muted yourself. In case you don't know, you just muted yourself. So. Yeah, usually what you want to do is go up to the top of your screen and there's a button that says settings. It looks like a cog, and click on that and make sure you've got your microphone selected that you have in your laptop. You know, maybe we can get Ryan to call you up and help you through that, or Lola. Lola can, but we do. we'll get it worked out. We'll get you on here. So
I'm just like, I haven't. Thank you.
Yeah.
I need to print screen that.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm putting that on like Instagram.
What's up?
The Tyven show has been blocked. My world got better.
Wait, what happened?
Uh-oh.
Who
I
blocked
just
us?
I just blocked him. Like I'm
Oh, you bastard.
Oh, dear.
First of all, who gave you blocking powers?
Google did. Like I blocked him on my own.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say.
Like this is my world. Like I don't have
Yeah.
to see the Tyven show anymore.
So we'll get someone to help Tom get his audio in here, or even honestly, Tom, if we have to, you can. I don't have my phone on me, but we can. You can call me up and stay on there visually, and you can call me up in the worst case scenario, and we'll do it old school.
I really
Yeah, we can't. I know Tom's talking, but we can't hear you, Tom. Can't hear you. So yeah, we'll get Lola or someone to get in touch with you and get that going. So I don't even know where Lola is. Can't see her over there. So
Thank you, Spencer.
yeah. So there you go. There's a lot. Once again, I can tell there's some kind of. Do you see what I have to deal with, Walter?
like I think it's funny, man. Like I'm the kind of dude, like I don't really have time and or patience for dealing for dumbassery on a massive scale.
Yeah.
So generally, like even in my comments, if somebody wants to continue being dumb, like I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that out and remove it from my world.
Yeah. So I got to deal with the two Robertses going at each other at the same time. I'm trying to get Tom's audio on.
Dude, like I'm good. I don't see him anymore. He doesn't exist to me. Like figment of my imagination. I'm good.
Yeah. We're gonna have to listen. We can do a charity thing. We can have you and Tyven go up against each other.
Like
Boxing, taekwondo,
A cage match.
yeah, cage
Like,
match.
I think I would rather organize my sock drawer.
Yeah. Or we got to make some kind of peace between you two, because I don't know.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I'm just like I have a low tolerance for dumbassery.
Yeah. So Tom, go ahead and talk.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I hear you.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is just put you on here so we can make this simple for you. I was trying to.
Hey, Tom, try this. Go up to the little cog at the top of the Hangout screen, and then drop down to where it says you get the little picture of the microphone, and click that. Tell me what options you've got.
Toshiba webcam, default microphone, default speakers.
Yeah, I would go.
Should be working.
Yeah, it should be working. But you can also talk like this, and I can have it locked on you, and people will hear what you're saying.
Okay. I also have internal mic, IDH, high definition audio.
Try that one. See what
I
happens.
did. Hit save. Any luck?
No, we're not hearing it over here.
So then go back to default.
Well, I think for the sake of everything, we have you on here visually. People can hear you. You guys can hear him, right?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah. So let's have this conversation, man. I don't know if you want to recap a little bit what went down. It would probably be easier for me because it's kind of like a tough thing for me to talk about.
As it is for me, Hank. I don't know all the details. Obviously, I'm in Wisconsin. My brothers in arms in Gilchrist County are obviously down by you. But a few hours ago, I know that 2 young Gilchrist County deputies were assassinated at a location in the town or city of Trenton.
Yeah.
They were doing nothing but, it sounds from what I get, from what I've read, that they were simply ordering dinner or lunch at a local restaurant, and some dirtbag assassinated them, and the coward then killed themselves.
Yeah. I'm sure this is not the first time you've dealt with something like this.
The reality of it is, this is probably the closest I've had of people and departments or people that I've known. I've known people I've been in cop for 35 years, but this is tough because 3 weeks ago, I was with them, training them, high-fiving them, laughing, joking, and now they're gone.
Yeah. Yeah. you know, can you just give people a little bit of background on who you are for the folks? Because I know I've tried to get you on, and we'll get you on in the future. I mean, you
Sure.
know, it's not a great thing to bring you on like this, but if you could just tell people who you are, how you came to this point.
Sure, absolutely. I'm Tom Hausner. I'll give you a picture that may help you out a little bit. If you see this picture, that's my father in the middle. Obviously, I'm in the other deputy hat, and that's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a police officer since I was part-time 18 years old, full-time since I was 21. I spent 30 years on the Walworth County, Wisconsin Sheriff's Office, 27 years on a SWAT team, 12 years as our SWAT commander. I'm currently the commander, which is the chief of the Geneva Lake Police Department here in Wisconsin. I do a lot of training, graduate of the FBI National Academy, International Association of Chiefs of Police Executive Development course, and tons of other high-speed, low-drag training schools.
Yeah. So, you know, this is like, what do we say to people when things like this happen? I mean, and you know, you're really on the inside of this. How do you guys deal with this when this kind of stuff happens?
The reality of it is, it's so fresh, it's so numb. You remember their faces, you think of their faces, you think of the smiling, and then the reality hits you that they're gone. They've left families, they've left children, they've left wives, girlfriends, parents, brothers, sisters. Hank, you live in Trenton. You know how small it is. This is, I believe, a 16-person department, and have lost 2 of their finest.
Yeah, I know.
It's beyond comprehension. I was just training active murderer, active shooter training down in Illinois. I train at College of DuPage. Uh-oh, I just lost you.
No, you're here. You're still here.
I'm sorry. And I was talking to the warriors, explaining to them, you know, be the one, be strong, be safe. I don't want to read about you in the paper. Thank you for what you do. God bless. I go out to my car and I have a message from my son, Ryan, who says 2 Gilchrist County deputies have been assassinated and are dead. That quick.
Yeah. How's Ryan holding up?
He's good. Clark, my grandson, called me and asked me if I had heard. And he knows one of the deputies and talked about him coming into the daycare.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. This is tough. This is family. These are young deputies who didn't do anything wrong. They were trying to get dinner.
I know.
And I'm sorry, you know, I was talking to the warriors. I was training today, and I said, you know, back in the day when I started a long time ago, if you cried, you were considered a sissy and a girly man. And then as we progressed and we realized, I was involved in a lot of crap, unfortunately, during my tenure. We had some calls that were just unbelievable. We had an a-hole that went in and murdered his family, murdered 2 3-month-old babies, and we were blessed that we were able to save a 14-month-old named Jasmine. And Jasmine's alive today. And the mother came up to me the following Monday. This happened on a Saturday night. Mother came up to me on a Monday morning at the courthouse where I worked, and I didn't know who she was. City of Delavan brought her up to me, and another man who was about my age at the time, and she looks at me and she starts to cry, and she says, I lost 2 daughters, I lost 2 grandchildren, and you saved Jasmine, and that's all I have left. And she says, I've never looked at a hero before, but I'm looking at one now. And I was crying like a baby. And I said to her, I said, ma'am, I'm a lot of things, but a hero I'm not. I said, I'm just glad that we happen to be at the right place at the right time, and Jasmine's okay. So when you see things like that and you do things like that, and then you realize, and I was crying like a baby. And some people may know Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman, On Combat, On Killing, are 2 of his books he's written, does the sheepdog training for warriors. But he sent me an email and he said, you know, the reason you cry is because you have to.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope people don't look at it as a sign of weakness. But working
I
with
don't.
these, you know, these guys didn't do anything. All they did was doing their job. I don't even know. I'm not sure going to get something to eat is really doing your job, except you're trying to live.
Right.
It's part of doing the job, man. They've got to feed themselves. They got to, you know, fuel up out there. Is there?
Well, you know,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I guess my wife, my beautiful bride, was telling me. She says, you know, how can you? Where does it say if you can't even go get dinner? You have to put yourself in a tight 360 and have your weapon in the stool position, just waiting to get your dinner. You know, we as law enforcement in general, we're getting assassinated in our cars. We're getting assassinated at the drive-thru. We're getting assassinated sitting, waiting in line for meals. It's got to stop.
Yeah. Go ahead, Walter. Did you want to say or ask something?
I have thoughts on the whole process, the way things have went downhill. It seems like, you know, it's like, woo, you know, it's like, oh, let's go shoot the cops, you know, let's go have some fun, you know, and that it's really, well, I would say the last 8 years didn't help anything either.
Yeah.
And luckily the person in there now, whether, you know, we like him or not, at least shows respect for the police and the military and the people, you know, they're doing the work. So,
yeah. You know, I want to show this picture again. This is 2 generations of police officers. On January 1st of 2013, it was the first time in 31 years there wasn't a Hauser on the Walworth County Sheriff's Department. And right now, I would not want one of my children to be a police officer.
Yeah. I would say, I guess it's a respect thing. You know, when I was a kid growing up, I didn't want to mess with the police. You know, that's the last thing I want to do is mess with the cops. You know, I mean, you know, it's because I knew what would happen, you know. So, you know, but now it's like, fuck, you know, I'm going to go out, you know, It's just, there's no, you know, so that's what you get when you lose all respect for, you know, and it goes across the board. It's not just police, but it's across the board. When people shoot at firemen when they're trying to put a fire out and stuff like that, you know, I have no time for people like that.
Yeah. By the way, Ryan, I see Ryan put up a message here. He says he loves you.
I love you, brother. I love you, kid. I know. It's times like this that you really appreciate family. Hank, you know some of the things that have happened with my family. It makes you appreciate life so much better. In the blink of an eye, life can change.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. It can be there. I mean, it can happen. It's one of those things you can be sitting there minding your own business, doing your own thing, and some asshole walks up to you and tries to rob you or something and kills you, you know? And
absolutely.
That's that respect thing too. People don't, you know, when you start to treat life like a, you know, you kill somebody for a quarter, as I say, then there's problems. You know, it's bad then. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've like all lost respect for each other somehow along the way.
Yeah.
You know, and I listen in, and Hank and I are friends, and I hear this. It's guns. It's guns. It's guns.
No, it ain't guns.
It has nothing to do with guns. It's the evil behind the gun.
Right.
As I told my kids, not kids, I'm sorry, the officers in class today, one of the largest mass murders in the U.S. history was done with fertilizer in a riding truck.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
I don't have the answer. I have some thoughts. I have some research that I've done that I believe, but it needs to change. And I don't remember if Hank or whoever said it, but the lack of respect is beyond. I can tell you when I started in law enforcement, we would grab a kid by the nape of the neck, so to speak, kick him in the butt, tell him your dad better call me by the time I'm done at midnight, or we're going to have a conversation face to face. And mommy and daddy would call, and they would take care of it. If we did that today, we would be the ones being charged, prosecuted, and why did you do this to little Johnny or little Susie?
Yeah. That's part of what's going on here, you know, unfortunately. I don't know, man. What can we do to put the pieces back together here? Those of us who survive, obviously the families and, you know, and friends and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be tough for us to get through this. We both know Bobby Schultz very well. He's an awesome sheriff. I mean, he's really been working hard for my county. You know, and things like this don't happen where I live too often. Unfortunately, I think was it last year or the year before that, there was like a guy decided to kill off a bunch of people in his family.
I believe it was September 2014.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know that is it was September 18th of 2014. I just got a message from one of the deputies down there. I'll read you what I told him.
Yeah.
And I don't have words as tears run down my face. I'm sorry, my brother. No, I'm praying hard for you all. I love you guys. God bless you, my friend. Please tell the deputies I'm praying for you all. I'll be down there Saturday night.
Mm-hmm. And for anyone who's watching this, I know like Patrick put up a picture. That's not something easy for him to talk about. I know he lost his brother as well, Patrick. So I know that's a tough thing, man.
It was one of his brothers today. His brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I kind of have to bow out, man. Like,
yeah,
just for a bit. Like,
no, I understand.
Kind of on the same thing, same thing, same kind of feel. Like whenever Soft Rep ran that video of those soldiers getting fucking murdered in the desert by some scumbags last month or whatever. Like I fought with some nightmares for a few weeks. Like I don't handle this stuff real well anymore.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man, I get it. I understand, man. I know it's tough.
Out for a few.
No, I understand. Yeah. So, Tom, what do you think we can do right now, man? I'd like to have you come back on. I don't want to, make everyone miserable out there. This is some real shit that we're all dealing with in a real way.
Let me just say this. I personally know.
Try to hold the phone up.
I'm sorry. I personally know what took place in my family, that prayers, love, and support are truly felt. Without that, there are times that you can't go on. I don't know what your beliefs are, but your Christian beliefs, I'm a Christian and believe in God. And I know that there's a reason for everything, that we don't understand it on this earth. And there's a lot of people right now in Trenton and Gilchrist County that are trying to figure it out. I will say this. I ask you to pray. When you see a deputy, you see a cop, shake his hand, thank him or her, tell him God bless. And that's all we can do right now.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I know. Yeah. Thanks, Tom. I love you, man. You know that.
I know that, Hank. I love you too, brother.
Yeah.
We'll talk this weekend. Hopefully we'll talk soon. We'll get this computer thing straightened out.
Absolutely, man. Thanks.
Thank you, my friends.
I appreciate it, man.
God bless.
Be safe.
Prayers.
Thank you. Stay safe out there.
All right, bye.
Yeah. You know what? I know it's not fun having these kinds of conversations, but it's some real shit that we have to deal with, and we all have to figure it out. I know people out there want to say, like, as Tom was saying, that this has to do with guns and,
It ain't about guns.
It's us.
It's about this thing. Someone's always got to be doing the evil stuff,
Yeah. And like you say all the time, Walter, it's about us, man, and what we used to believe and the things that we used to live by.
Right. People make fun of that stuff. They go, "Oh, you're old fashioned, blah, 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 blah." It's like, well, guess what? A lot of the shit didn't go on back then. Why didn't it go on? Because people thought differently. People acted differently.
Yeah.
People had a little bit of there was a little bit, as I say, a fear of God, like he's talking about, like getting in trouble and stuff. Now people don't give a shit. Now there's, I'm gonna kill somebody, I'm gonna kill myself. It's like, oh, that's real intelligent. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
if you first of all, if life is tough and you feel desperation in your life, definitely reach out. There's a lot of people out there that are willing to help. So let's start there. If things are so bad and so horrible for you that you want to
kill other people or hurt other people.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Do something about that, but do not hurt other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're not gonna.
Do whatever it is you think you need to do. I believe in freedom, but I do not believe in taking freedom and life away from others.
Right.
Unless I absolutely have to. This is not something, I was looking, Colin Noir was on Joe Rogan yesterday.
Oh,
I don't know if you,
I
I'm not even
see
sure
it.
if you know I don't know if you know that Joe Rogan has a huge podcast.
I've heard of the guy, but I'm not like a follower.
He's, Joe Rogan is a comedian. He was in Fear Factor.
Okay.
He was in that TV show with Phil Hartman. He's done a lot of stuff, and he's out in California, but he's a pro gun guy. He's a hunter, all that kind of stuff. He does MMA and he calls some of the MMA matches. From what I understand, I'm not heavy into sports, but he has a really, in my opinion, he has a good show. Lots of people watch it, and I was pretty proud. I know that we talk about like the NRA sometimes. I'm even like, hey, what's up with Coleon and the NRA and all that. But ultimately, I've gotten into things with people because of how I feel about Coleon separately. I personally think that he's a young man who's out there doing, the best that he can do. I was happy to see him on Joe Rogan. And this is one of the things that they talked about, like, how does this type of shit go down? And why do people always think that it's just about the gun, the inanimate object?
Well, because it's easy to blame the gun. You don't have to point fingers at people or groups of people or it's simple.
It really is. It's stupidly simple. It's far easier for somebody to point at a thing and say, well, this wouldn't have happened if that thing didn't exist, rather than take a look at their own family members and say, man, we are fucked up as a society. We need to work on fixing ourselves. We suck as people. And like looking at yourself and realizing that you're probably just as broken as the asshole that did something stupid. He just didn't handle it as well as you do. Like that, people are afraid of doing that.
Yeah. Why, man?
It's hard work. It's hard. It's hard. Yeah. People want easy. People are lazy. We as Americans are lazy.
Well, yeah, it's easy to blame the gun when your son or your daughter is out doing all this crap. It doesn't look bad then. Oh, my poor son. He's a victim of the gun. If he wouldn't have had the gun, he wouldn't have done it. Bullshit.
Yeah, well, instead of saying like
my son's a scumbag.
My son's a scumbag. I'm a terrible parent. I have no idea how to raise a human being. I'm sorry, society. It's on me. People aren't going to do that because that's a hard thing to do.
Right.
Also, I mean, obviously we don't know everything that happened here, but, I agree with like what you were just saying. I think a lot of times we get into conflicts and we do these things. We get to these horrible moments because we just don't like. I had this conversation with my older son. He was asking me, like, why do all these other kids, he's in college, and he's like, why do they take drugs and do that? Why do they get so drunk, every weekend, and they almost die and all this kind of craziness happen? And I told him, like, your life is not supposed to be up all the time. People are trying to like control the way that they feel that they're supposed to be up all the time. We're not supposed to win all the time. Life's not supposed to be up all the time. Otherwise, how do you
everybody doesn't get a trophy?
No, if you don't understand how it feels to lose, then why would you work hard to win? If you don't understand like what it feels like to be down and out and like broke, why would you strive for excellence in work? Why would you do that?
Yeah, life is supposed to be like this, man. At one moment, this could be like the best day of your life. Because trust me, I'm kind of like feeling that today with shit that's going on with me. It could be the best day of your life one moment, and it could be like one of the worst days of your life. But it's how life is. It goes up and down, and we have to appreciate each other as human beings. Like you bump into a guy, and do you go, excuse me, or do you like, fuck you? Do you start fighting about it?
Well, some people
it's
do.
Not easy. Yeah, it's not easy to just say, hey, excuse me, man, I'm sorry, I messed up. I stepped on your foot, forgive me. But we need to learn how to be like that. The last thing that I ever want to do, and I saw these guys were having this conversation when I was watching it last night after this. That's the last thing that's the last thing I want to do. I'm not doing all of this so I could destroy other human beings. I just want to be able to defend myself and the ones that I love and I care about, my property and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, man. I love the design the engineering that goes into this thing. I love the camaraderie that we have, like being part of this group. I love this. I don't know, man. I don't know if people realize this, but for me, I'm not going to speak for anyone else, but for me, I could jump into other communities and do this YouTube thing, but there's no way in hell they're going to take me out of this in a body bag. I'm going to be forever, no matter what opportunities come up to me and what other things I do. I believe in like the Second Amendment, and I love the people that I connect with. Not everyone.
Well, yeah, because there's all these little cliques and groups and shit like that. You know,
Yeah.
so.
But, you know, there's some real dudes in this shit. Like, you know, and that's why we all roll with each other, you know. And we all go through this. I'm sure someone will ask you, Walter, or even Patrick, oh, why you mess around with Hank Strange, or you know, vice versa. And we get into all these things. But I roll with you guys because at the end of the day, we're here for each other. We get into a lot of shit. You know, we have arguments.
People learn to not ask me that question. It's like I think people will understand now that I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I love about you, man. If no one knows that, like, you know, I love that. Me personally, as a human being, I don't want everyone to be rah 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 and tell me everything I say is awesome. I want to learn.
Well, you know, things are weird when everybody agrees and you think you're great.
Yeah, that's
like,
that Michael Jackson bullshit.
Yeah, well, because Michael had money. That's why Michael had.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to tell Michael Jackson it's not a good idea to have sleepovers with people's babies.
Glue your nose back on, Michael. Quick. Come on, put your nose back on. Come on.
So, I mean, you know, I think that I know that it's tough out there and there's a lot of this stuff going on. You know, we've got to try to persevere, right? And a lot of, especially now, it feels, I don't know, it feels crazy. It feels like a lot of things are coming at us. I don't know. I think we always feel like this as human beings, right? Like, we're going to hell in a handbasket, but we don't have to. We don't have to go there. We just have to remember that we're all human beings, and there's some people out there that you love. And even though sometimes it's bad times, a lot of time the bad times make the good times sweeter.
Well, and also remember, sometimes your bad times are nothing like some people's bad times. So,
yeah.
You know, if you're having a bad day, just remember there's always somebody that's a hell of a lot worse off someplace than you are. So
I recall a time just maybe a couple of months after. No, it was about 12 months after my brother was killed in Afghanistan, and maybe a month prior, my other brother had been diagnosed with like stage 3B melanoma.
Oh.
And they didn't really expect much of a recovery there, and I was hanging out with some friends, and some random chick, so like one of my friends was like talking to, said, you know, I've had the worst luck. Nobody understands. I looked at her. I said, I don't think you do. And like she starts getting uppity and like laying out these mediocre problems, like stuff that it was either self-created or just minuscule in the grand scheme of things, and it cracked me up. Somebody else walked over there and said, you know, you might want to shut up. It's like you don't quite understand what bad is,
where he's coming from.
And like as bad as I had it at that particular time, there were other dudes that, like, there are other people that are dealing with far worse shit than I do.
Amen. You know?
Armaments and Axes, both younger. My youngest brother was killed in Afghanistan when he was 23 years old. And then my other brother was 25. About 10 months after the first one was killed, he was diagnosed with melanoma, stage 3B. Thankfully, he's in remission now. But like, he was in a bad way. We didn't really expect him to survive more than 4, 5, 6 years, something like that.
Wow. I know that's tough, man. And I wasn't trying to, like, you know, ambush you.
No, dude. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I can't hide from that kind of pain forever. I just kind of like shut down and I went to thinking about other things. So, like, when I see other dudes like getting emotional about that stuff, I think about how it felt like the moment that I found out that my youngest brother was killed, and like, I just check out, man. Like, I'll talk about it until I'm blue in the face, because I'm proud as hell of what he did. I'm proud of the decisions that he made, the reactions that he had, and like, looking back, is screwed up as it might sound, I wouldn't change anything, because there are a bunch of dudes walking and breathing on this earth that can raise their kids and have families of their own because he did what the right thing was to do.
Yeah.
It was the 561st MP company. I've got to look at it every time. So those of you that don't know what this is I wear this every day. I only take it off to explain what it is. It's a bracelet with my brother's name, birth date, and the date he gave his life, and all that stuff. Yeah, I got to look at it every time. I always screw up the unit number. It's 561st MP company.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, Dix,
let's
talk about some gear stuff, man. Like I've got.
Let's try, man. Let's try to do that.
Much shit.
What the hell have you been up to?
Dude, oh my God, I've got so much stuff. See all these red bins behind me? All those red bins, those are all T&E things. Like these are just accessories. That's just accessories.
I thought they were like radio. I don't know why I thought they were radios or something over there. I was like, what the hell's going on behind you?
So how's the firearms rack doing?
Yeah,
good, man. Good. I'm having some issues with YouTube. It's not notifying people of stuff.
What?
But you know, I'm not getting any strikes, so that's a plus. You know, doing some cool stuff with recoil now, doing some cool stuff with Ammo Land. Going to be doing some really interesting things here moving forward. Patrick, I see you in the Discord. Red bins of future. Yes, they're all future videos. Like those are all future videos, and like I'm going to get into some of those. But I'm doing some cool stuff with Barnauls. Let's talk about Barnauls.
Oh, absolutely, man. Awesome.
Are you going on the pilgrimage, Patrick?
I am not going on the pilgrimage. I'm not cool enough for that, but I'm cool enough to have a Defiance receiver.
Oh, what the hell is that?
You know, Hank Strange, you can go on the pilgrimage.
Yeah, man. You first of all, you can come. We're gonna drive across country with Barnauls. That's coming up. Starting here in Florida and winding up in like Las Vegas, basically.
What? Yeah,
you didn't hear about this?
No.
Okay, well, I'm inviting you.
I'm going to do some bad things to Roy, Ryan, and Josh now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a secret at this point, but
I've got a meeting with Ryan tomorrow. And
okay,
we're talking about it. We'll get to that talk in a minute. But yeah, no, this is a Defiance machine receiver. This is a badass.
That looks so beautiful, receiver. Man. That is,
dude, it is gorgeous.
Hold it up.
Let me pull the bolts out.
That's like jewelry.
Gorgeous. It's two lug flutes in the bolts.
Is that stainless or just plated?
It's just. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not really sure, but it's gorgeous. Look at that. I mean, fuck.
So what is it getting mated to?
This is going to be built into a rifle that I am not sure what we're doing with quite yet, but we're going to build it with my neighbor who owns Alamo Precision Rifles. The hat I wear all the time, and my badass bolt guns that I've got, they did those as well. They are phenomenal world-class builders. So we're gonna do some amazing stuff with that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. I'm like torn. I don't know if I want to do like a cool 308 like 16-inch truck gun, or do I want to do a PRS rig in something weird? I don't know.
I say integrally suppressed.
No. I'm not a huge fan of like suppressed bolt guns, man. Like I just never no man. Like I like brakes. I like really efficient brakes because I'm wearing Ear Pro and I don't want that reticle moving at all. Like I want to be able to pull the trigger and watch my shot impact like 500, 600 yards away. And I just haven't found the right suppressor yet. So maybe one day
you could make something that's all chromed out. That gun. Well, I mean, that's, that has to happen, right? That whole thing.
I think that this is actually going to stay, as it sits, and then I think I'm gonna rock a in the white barrel. I think, so we'll see.
Okay.
Now I don't know if a magneto stick. I'm not trying it, but some of the other stuff I'm wearing. One of them, this badass shirt, right? Yeah.
Okay, the shirt.
Check that out. This is built in. So you've got an abrasion resistant layer, dude.
That's sewn into the shirt.
That's sewn into the shirt.
What shirt is this? Is there a hole there for like
comms pass through or like a mic?
Oh, interesting. What company is this?
Vertex.
Oh, Vertex. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. They make some badass shit.
Yeah, no, so it's super cool. Like it's way comfortable. I wore it on a road trip with my Glock 26 appendix for a 5-hour stretch in the car, and had a wonderful. Yeah, it is the same shirt that Grand Thumb has been wearing. 19X. I like it. It is kind of cool though. It's goofy, so it only unbuttons to about here. You have to pull it over your head. The buttons look like buttons.
Yeah, that okay. Yeah, that's what I was like. Okay, so that's really a jumper.
Yeah, I mean, not really. Like it's more of like a long sleeve polo in plaid with pockets.
Okay,
is the best way I can put it. So, like that's super cool. They've got a polo that does it too. That has the same like division where it's got that undershirt sewn in. Super awesome.
Yeah. I've got some Vertex
my favorite shirt.
I've got some Vertex pants with literally air conditioning built in.
Yeah, I've got the same ones. I think they sent them to me in green. I forget what model they are.
Yeah, I think mine are green with some camo down. I think Walter, you've seen that. Like in the bottom, it has these vents, and that feels like I'm wearing shorts, even though I'm wearing. Like,
no, that's not the same pants that they sent me. They sent me like pants that are solid throughout, but like I feel breeze through them. It's amazing.
Yeah,
like I was
going to say something about that. I feel.
No, I'm just listening, guys. You guys talk about clothing.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
Like when you're out on the range all day, Walter, you know, like if you're not wearing the right stuff, it's gonna suck. Well, and it's interesting to see how you know, like a piece of gear, like a quality, like purpose-built shirt can like make your carry experience that much better. Like I used to make that drive. It's a 5-hour drive to my in-laws, and I would carry most of the way. I would have to take it off, and like when I was driving, because it was a little uncomfortable with the abrasion on the skin. But like this allowed me to drive the whole way, and then I carried for the rest of the day, and then like took it off when I went to bed that night, which is abnormal for me in the appendix.
You take your gun off when you go to bed, or you sleep with it?
No, yeah, like I'll keep one.
Mine's not that far from me, I'll tell you that. Mine's about as close to me as Lola is. When I go to sleep.
Yeah.
So you got to understand this about Walter, Patrick. Walter this dude right here spends all his money on guns and tanks.
No, that's hey,
I've seen how you dress at SHOT Show.
Okay. I met somebody here locally, one of the guys that was a military vehicle guy plus a class 2 manufacturer. He died last year, and I don't have any guns. I really don't have any guns.
What?
This guy has more freaking guns than transferable machine guns, post-sample machine guns.
I got one question here. Why have I not met this guy yet?
Oh, he died. He died.
Oh, right. Oh, I missed that. Yes, you did say that he died.
I spoke with his widow the other day, and she's getting everything all organized and everything because she's selling things. But eventually, he has like 250 or 300 just personal guns, not class 3 or anything, and then like 200 post samples, and I'm like, holy Jesus! And then there's transferable guns and everything.
Oh, I'm wait, like 200 post samples?
Yeah,
dang,
that's a lot of freaking machine guns.
That is nuts. That is nuts.
Yeah. So is this collection going up publicly or?
Well, I don't know. It's a little bit off. He's had to get everything straightened out. Yeah, unfortunately, the poor lady had no real knowledge of paperwork or ATF or the guns actually. But so when he died, all of a sudden this was dropped in her lap. So she had to figure it all out, figure out paperwork, deal with ATF, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
You know, the poor thing. She's got it all figured down. She's got it all figured out now. It's getting close where at some point they'll be actually selling things and like that.
Okay. Yeah.
But,
and you helped out, right? Hopefully.
Well, I know her, and I haven't been involved with it really too much. So like I said, she had all his friends descend upon her when he died looking for stuff.
Oh, so you didn't want to do that. Yeah.
Well, no, the vultures coming, when somebody dies trying to get things. And so she had to deal with that, and all kinds of ATF people that were threatening her and things like that, and the typical stuff.
Yeah.
So she's got her act together now, and soon she'll be liquidating. So
yeah. Armament and Axes says to all of us, if you're shooting the shit, does that make it holy shit?
It very good. Well,
some jokes. some jokes going through here.
So I got.
Oh, wait a second. Wait
Uh-oh.
a second.
Micro.
Tiny AR-15.
Is that a lighter?
No, this is
No,
one
isn't
of
this one?
those-
This is from ATI, right?
No, it's goat guns.
Yeah, goat guns. Yeah, goat guns comes from ATI Outdoors, man. You know that, right?
No, dude. Like goat guns reached out to me directly.
Oh, really?
Got little magazine with bullets. You know, and like you can even.
Yeah,
I got the. So I've got the AR, which like you can hear.
I mean, this is not as cool as that AR, but I do have one in there.
Yeah, I mean,
these are awesome, by the way. Really awesome.
So I've got that one, and then I've got a like.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Arctic
Precision.
Warfare Magnum thing, which
like a knockoff, like internet. What is it?
It's like an AI sort of kind of
yeah.
Arctic Warfare Magnum thing. So it's got a bipod and you got a removable AI mag. So it's super neat.
Yeah, Walter's showing his AK. Walter's got the AK.
Yeah. So I've got these that I'm going to do a video on.
Okay.
What kind of minute of angle are you expecting?
I'm going to go with a lot. So that's going to get done. I also have something super neat. It's not even out in stores yet.
Opt out of gun control. Yes, she has lots of transferable machine guns, but
by the way, ATI has the AK-47 in stock right now, and it's on sale for $31.99. Lola did post, I don't know if you guys could see that, but she did post something on my Facebook page because ATI has a deal with goat guns. So the AK, I know for as a fact, they have that for sale right now. For anyone who's interested in that, check out my Facebook. Okay, I'm sorry, we can get back to.
Yes. So. Yeah. Hydroshock Deep, in case you like it deep. If you go to my Instagram at the Patrick Roberts, you'll see a close-up picture of these.
That depends on whether you're giving or receiving, but whatever. You're pitching or catching.
So it's a 135 grain bullet with the new Hydroshock Deep thing. So I'll try to.
Yeah, you haven't shot this yet, right?
No, I've not shot it yet. It came in the other day. So I've got that. I've got some of the 124 grain Syntech ammo, which is supposed to be pretty darn clean and consistent. So we're going to test that out in my Glurk 34 Gen 5. Yeah. Because I still have to put enough ammo through that to where I can say it doesn't suck.
Right. By the way,
Richard, there.
Go ahead. Yeah, Richard Hughes. I didn't do a shout out today, which I know is true. I didn't shout out everyone out there, so my apologies on that one. Richard Hughes says he was #1 and he didn't get the shout out, so there you go. If anyone else does want a shout out, I do appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with us, even though some of us.
I'm gonna shout out JB, my boy JB. So I now have a who the. Core belt. Like I want to say click something, but it's not. It's like Core gun belts. I hate it. The review's gonna be bad, but like it's coming.
Let me ask you a question though. Did you hit this in the back with a hammer?
This? No, I had to use a pair of pliers to get it off. So I mean, there was that.
No, man. Everything you review has to get knocked upside the back of its head with a hammer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's got this goofy like zip tie like backing to it, which is super stupid. Because it's like got a plastic core, best I can tell. But if you're a dude that has to have infinite adjustability, like that is something neat to where you can.
Okay, so you're saying that's not. You're saying that doesn't hold well, or what's the?
So the belt that I normally wear is a little bit. So there's a goofy thing with gun belts. Like you can get a really stiff one like this that's not real rigid, or you can have one that's not as stiff that's more rigid. And I've got one that's more rigid, less stiff.
I've never had these problems. But okay.
Yeah, I mean, like it's one of those things like you don't know you're missing it until you find a great gun belt, and then you're like, well, fuck. Like all of these things.
What is a great gun belt then?
Dude, Magpul's Tejas El Original.
Okay.
Like at some point. Like I've got one on now that I've had for 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And even after 2.5 years.
Okay, Patrick's not undressing for us.
Even after 2.5 years, it still like sticks the way I want it to.
Yeah.
But like you see how that's not it's flexible but still stiff. But if you look at the core, and I'm gonna adjust the core to where it's the same size, but if you look at the core, you see how it collapses in the middle.
Yeah. Walter knows a lot about the flexible but still stiff. I don't know. I'm not sure what Walter is looking up. By the way, Moobutt also wants a shout out. So shout out to Moobutt.
I'm actually looking at some stuff on the place that Patrick used to be a part of.
You can, the dumpster fire.
Are you over that yet, or no?
No, I don't give a shit about it. Dude. Like it doesn't. I made the choice. I made the decision to leave. Why would I not be over it?
They just happen to always have a lot of stuff about military guns. And
yeah.
And
what are you looking at over there?
There was an article on there about Chinese Type 81 light machine guns found with amphetamine packets filled in Mosul. So that all these brand new guns had amphetamines attached to the guns themselves.
Huh.
So it's like waiting to be used, I guess. But then I clicked on another article about the Chinese supplying these rifles unmarked all over the world. So
really,
yeah, it's kind of interesting.
It is what it is. See,
and it's the Type 81's been approved for Canadian import, which is really they ruled it not an AK. So that's actually it isn't actually, but but that could mean things for us here too. By the way, so
Nestor Berrio says stiff and rigid and deep. That should be a company.
Gorilla Guns. My other company, Sten Parts, advertises on Forgotten Weapons, so I'm fully aware of Ian. And
Ian's a good dude.
Ian's got some cool shit too that he does too. So
yeah,
Ian is a good dude for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Walter, do you want to? Because I know you've got some kind of acquisition so far as a vehicle. It's not a tank, right?
No, it's Hank.
It's Hank. Hank. It's not a tank. It's called the Half Flinger.
A Half Flinger. Do you have pictures to show us? Because you got this in now, right?
It arrived today.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
That's Will Keller at the wheel there.
Nice.
Right.
I'm not looking at it. I'm just saying nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're in. So is that running?
It runs. Yes. It needs a little. It's going to need a little. Right away, it was not running as well as it should. It needs some spark plugs. So I got to get some new plugs for it. And it takes these military type spark plugs, which I was showing you before we went on.
Yeah. Let's take a look at these.
Which have the shielded cables and all that stuff. This is a Bosch plug. It's not that it's hard to get. It's just it's a Bosch.
Okay, it's made by Bosch. So is that a little bit more expensive? I know Bosch.
You could probably get an American equivalent because I think they use these same plugs in Unimogs and stuff like that.
Are Bosch German? Is that
yes, correct?
Or is it Austrian? I don't know.
It's German. This was made in Germany. So.
People seem to be confused.
Germany.
The Half Flinger was made in Austria by Steyr. The same Steyr that builds bullpups.
You mean like that one?
If it's a Steyr, it's the same company. So
yes, yes, it is.
This is a
the base.
Made in Alabamas. Made in the Alabamas.
Wait. Rotate that. Let me see the side of that. No, the other side.
What other? Okay, this side.
Yeah, bring it in closer.
Okay.
Richard Hughes, it does not swim.
I think that's a Steyr Mannlicher, homie. Is that say Steyr Mannlicher on there?
No.
Does it?
If you're trying to get me to say that I'm a Mannlicher, I'm not doing it.
Oh no, it's Steyr Arms Inc. Okay.
Yeah. No, this is
What's one of the gay ones?
Why?
Because it's not a Mannlicher.
Oh my God. That makes no sense. That does not make sense what you're saying. It's not a Mannlicher, so it's gay.
It's gay.
Yes.
That is some kind of reverse.
Made in Alabama. What kind of crap
progressive
is that?
logic.
Yeah.
It's not a Mannlicher, so it's gay. Okay.
So yeah, it's a cute little ride. Actually, it's Peggy's. I bought it for Peggy. We bought it for Peggy. So
Oh, I was about to say I call dibs.
okay, well, you have to chat with her about that.
Okay,
you know.
okay. Maybe I could trade. You know,
Fight.
I
Okay, for
could.
that Audi you're looking at. That's like
Yeah, yeah,
they're both German. They're both made in the same place, I guess.
Yeah.
They're kind of.
yeah. Exactly. Maybe I'll take Peggy for a ride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Everything innocent, above board.
I'm not touching that one. So
Yeah.
so is our cop buddies still in the chats? They still there?
I'm not sure if they're still here. Did you? What did you need? Some info from them?
Yeah, I wanted to. Well, he said where he was based out of, where he was.
Yeah. Wisconsin, Hausner and Associates.
Walworth County is where he was out of. The home county to East Troy and Elkhorn. Both my grandparents had places in both of those cities.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, they're good guys, man. Remind me, and I'll connect you with them.
Man.
Ryan, his son, is in he's where I live, and they've always taken good care of me. They're like my family. So
Right on. Yeah, no, I mean, like if he's still up there whenever I'm. What in the world? Why would I crack on Alabama? What does that have to do with Wisconsin?
Oh, I think because you were saying
I didn't know Steyr was in Alabama.
Well, you were saying something about Steyr, right?
They're American plants in Alabama.
Why would I want a Steyr built in America? That's like buying a Glock built in the U.S. Shit don't work. That's why I had problems with my first 19X.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I haven't shot that yet. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
No, I got to think about it. Like if it's, I want it from its home country.
Well, if you get you would have bread in '92, you want an Italian bread in '92.
Yeah. Well, now that uses
9, and it is made in America per contract requirements.
Yeah. Well, I wanted one that uses PMags. Now I know that actually Tony has a one that does the one that uses the Steyr mags, but that's also made in Alabama. So
they may have just moved production facilities over here. And why do I need to say thought vaccine with this shirt on? Like, I get it, I understand, but like, I'm short and dumpy, and not built like Gumby.
I don't even know what is going on right now.
There is a Grantham fan in here, Nestor Barrios, like demanding I say thought vaccine, but like
which you just said.
Yes, yeah,
twice.
I mean, like, I'm fine with it. That's cool, but like
that's like saying Baba Booey. Baba Booey. Maybe we'll be on Howard Stern.
Grantham is built like an Italian Gumby, and I'm built like a fire plug. So like, it ain't the same.
I've got no horse in this.
I'm staying out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So other stuff that I've got, I'm still working on an Olight PL Mini review. I am pretty impressed with it thus far. So that is super neat. I like the rechargeability of it. Neat little light. I wish that more holster makers would like get on board and build something that accommodates the PL Mini. Super nice. I have the TLR7, which isn't really hot new news, but it sucks. Don't buy it.
Okay.
The switching out of it is terrible, and I have a problem with them where sometimes they turn off during dry fire, but sometimes they just flat out turn off whenever you're shooting quickly.
Okay.
So that's a hard no.
And that's the latest one, right?
Yeah. I'm really upset. Like it was, pretty disappointing. Like it's a 500 lumen compact light that's supposed to go on a Glock 19, right? And it just doesn't work real well. Battle Gnome, that is it. Thank you. Yes, yeah, that's what he says. Is Battle Gnome. I couldn't remember what the hell he said in his last video. I think it was the one on the Slickster, maybe the plate carrier he was reviewing. And what else do I got here? Other stuff coming up. These are super cool, man. So Ballistic Advantage, that they give a 1 MOA guarantee on all their AR rifles, right? Or all the AR barrels, rather. Well, they've got a chrome hammer forged, a chrome line hammer forged barrel in the 10.3 inch variety. So it's correct for a Mark 18 clone. You see, you got your chrome in there, but it is guaranteed 1 MOA. because that's what they do. Hammer forged, chrome lined, and the right profile for Mark 18. So I thought that was super, super cool. They're priced right, and I know that they're a limited run. So those are
What's the
neat.
price?
I want to say they're under $200, which is really solid for a good barrel. I mean, I know I looked at them because I was going to buy one because I was really impressed by what I was seeing. There we are. Oh, come on, fucking.
By the way, guys, don't forget to hit those thumbs ups, people.
Yep.
Oh,
Gotta hit the thumbs ups.
So yeah, so I want to say it's mid 250s or something like that. But like,
Okay.
yeah, like I'm really excited to get this thing mounted up. I've got to drill some. I need to put a Geisley bomb-proof gas block on it before I put it on there, and I need to wait for a jig to come in or send it off to the machinist or something. But that's coming.
Mm-hmm. And before I forget, in your travels, Patrick, did you ever have a chance to meet Arlie Ermy?
Yeah.
No. Oh God. Okay. So when I was at Glock for the 19X thing, he was supposed to be there, and we were supposed to have some time to talk with him and get some photos and stuff. And he was sick.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, didn't. Yeah, I got mine right here.
This is actually growing on me.
Dude, I'm telling you. Yeah, well, I got mine all tricked out.
Yeah. This is all super awesome. What's the name of what is it called again? I forgot.
Rolling special.
Rolling special.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
It is the shit. But yeah, he was supposed to be there and he was sick. He couldn't be there. And there were other times, like I've got pictures on my phone that I've sent to my dad saying, "Hey, look, it's the Gunny." And like I don't have time to stop and say hi. I've got to keep moving because I'm at shot, right? And
yeah.
Like looking back, I wish I had stopped. So
yeah, Gunny was a good dude, man. I can't say that like enough, you know.
No, yeah, I've heard really wonderful things about him.
Yeah, he always took time to talk to you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like, you know, sign your shit and go away.
He signed stuff for hours and hours and hours. Yeah. I mean, Walter and I saw him at SEMA show. We were out at SEMA show and he was there signing, and then we saw him just walking around in the parking lot looking at cars and stuff. And you know, I said what's up to him and all that, but yeah, you know, that guy just was like a workhorse, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a couple of questions about this thing in the chat. It's got a Surefire X300 UA 600 lumen model on the bottom. I had to swap out the little pick rail adapter for the picked anyone instead of the universal because this is a pick rail on the bottom. It's not a Glock slot. Just to cover all the questions, it's got a KKM barrel. This is like the standard Glock 19 KKM barrel. Works great. 4-port compensator, millwork done by ATEI that Pat showed you guys earlier. And I use them because they do a phenomenal job on milling the RMR pocket, and the other stuff is really on point. Sights Ameriglow, suppressor heights, no tritium, slide stop Glock 34 Gen 5. I took it off in Gen 5. They're not for sale yet. I've got Crux Ord mag release on here, and then a Gen 3 Glock 19 Freya on here that we did some witchcraft to make fit. You can see how messed up that is. Like it's been fitted with like a Dremel to make it work. So it works now, but it looks really ugly. Overwatch precision trigger, and then the stipple work was Great Lakes custom.
Yeah.
So answer all of those questions.
Yeah. No, here's a good question. What would a Glock a 19X like this cost?
Like mine?
Yeah.
Like if you were
How many thousands? How many thousands?
If you were to buy mine, I would sell it to you for $3,400.
Whoa.
So all that's left is a frame.
No, man, like that's a Glock slide right there. That is a Glock slide.
Okay.
Wait, let me see.
It's been modified a bit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because this is okay. So it's the slide was milled, but
yep.
That's the original Glock 19 slide because I thought it was.
Nope. This is Glock 19X.
Oh, right.
Well, we had to. We milled it
because okay, so the color.
We milled it. Yeah, we milled it so there was like white where the new serrations were up front, and because we were in a time crunch, the shot was built. This was built in approximately 5 days prior to shot. The gun was hand carried on the plane by Nina of ATEI. She put it in her checked luggage, hand carried it to the show instead of shipping it like everybody else does. Because like we are on such a tight timetable, the Cerakote on that was done by blown deadline because that's all we had time to do.
Okay. So now, is yours cheaper or more expensive than the ones that they're going to make? Like, is yours more expensive because it was handled and fondled by Patrick Roberts, or what the hell's going on?
No, man, like that's what it would cost me to replace.
Okay.
So I figure about $650 for the clock. The package for the Roland is $2,800. Yes, Press Check Consulting does have a Patreon. If you don't, you know what? I'm gonna plug Chucky right now. Get on YouTube. I'm gonna send Hank the link. Please put this out there. This is the dude that came up with the Roland. Really smart guy.
Absolutely, we'll share it.
Yeah, like really smart dude. I spend a bunch of time asking him questions. Him and Sentinel Concepts, Steve Fisher, like they are both friends, and I rely on them quite often. Please put that out there. Visit his YouTube channel, subscribe. You will learn something.
Okay.
Chuck is a dude you definitely need to support. Like, check out his Patreon. Like, if you don't donate to mine, donate to Chuck's. Like, he puts out better information than I do. If I'm honest here.
So just tell us what this is for those that are listening or something like that. How they get to this link.
Yeah, it's the YouTube channel for Press Check Consulting. Press Check Consulting is run by Chuck Pressburg, and he's a 26-year Army vet who did some cool guy stuff with cool guy pants. That in a faraway land. That we'll put it this way: if somebody says, "What did you do? What did you do in the Army, man?" and they say, "I was just an Army dude," like, pay attention to that cat. This is one of those guys you should pay attention to. Pay attention to what he's saying. He used to be on Light Fighter for a long time, testing out gear, saying this works, this doesn't, and it would save soldiers and cops money. Now he's pretty heavily involved with primary and secondary. I know primary and secondary has got a pretty negative reputation in some circles. I think very highly of Matt and everybody at primary and secondary. But Chuck is one of the dudes that contributes pretty heavily over there. And again, talking about what works, what doesn't. Don't spend your money on stuff that doesn't work. He's a really smart guy. He's going to be putting out better content, as I understand. He just did some stuff on radios and like antennas and all that, like stuff. Not really in my wheelhouse, but I sat there and watched all hour and a half of it because like that dude is knowledgeable, and if I could pick something useful up on something, then yes, I'm going to pay attention.
Right. So it looks like who was this that said this? Voslek V says everyone needs to support Chuck.
Yes.
So that's Press Check Consulting.
Yes.
I did put it here in the chat, but just for anyone, if you go to YouTube and search that, J Chemkill says, not hating, but if you need that much crap on a Glock, you need a case of ammo and more training.
No, see, that's the thing, man. Like, the guy that comes up with that is out shooting. Like, Chuck is the dude that came up with the Roland. He's out shooting this stuff, like looking for things to make it better. Like, the point of the comp isn't to compensate the Glock. That's a side benefit. The point is, if you think about it, if you take the comp away, you now have a light that's sticking out past the muzzle. Whenever you start getting carbon on that light, you start losing lumens. Like, and I don't understand all the like stupid, ridiculous technical terms, but point is, after a mag or two, like, you've now effectively lost half or more of your light output. Mm-hmm. So that's what the comp is for. It's to keep the light clean. And, if you're carrying it, you ain't losing anything if you toss a comp on there. The dot is faster, period, end of story. And then the serrations, if you got stuff in your hands, if you're not at a square range, man, like, those enhanced front serrations are useful. Generally, guys that say, well, you should probably just go out and buy some ammo and get some training, generally can't afford to do it. One, and two, generally, the guys that say that same thing couldn't shoot to the level to see a real benefit out of it. people ask me if it's worth it, and my answer to them is if you can shoot 90 plus on a B8 aggregate, 100-point aggregate at 25 yards on demand, then yes, it's worth it. I can do that. I can shoot 90 plus on a B8 at 25 on demand. So yes, I think it's worth it. Now, a shooter that can't shoot 90 plus at 25, no, it's not worth it. Spend more money on ammo.
Okay.
No, the Roland Special is not a new concept, man. Like it's a new concept when you're applying it to a duty gun. Like the amount of testing that went into it. Like I wanted to respond to Brian on that.
Okay.
So
let's hit up some news. Yeah, let's hit up some new stuff. Walter, I don't know if you have any. I found this on The Truth About Guns. It says Rahm Emanuel's big new idea for attacking Chicago's gun violence problem. You know, as you know, Rahm Emanuel's done a lot. Why the hell is he still the mayor of Chicago?
People are brain dead in Chicago. Sorry.
What? Yes.
Why is he
fucking brain dead?
What is going on, man? This guy lasted longer than Obama.
Well,
what?
Yeah,
wow.
He's yeah. Well, what's his new idea? I thought it was something about paying the criminals or something.
No, he's done a lot of all of that bullshit hasn't worked. He's tried a whole bunch of bullshit, wasted a lot of money. Chicago's still one of the most dangerous places in America, top dangerous places in the world. He's come up with a brilliant new plan to stem the city's gun violence problem and cut down on approximately 600 homicides committed within the city each year. His plan: punish banks who make loans to weapons manufacturers, which he's not the only one, right? I think he's jumping on the same bandwagon, they say here, that got rolling when the American Federation of Teachers and the New York State Comptroller began threatening big banks with the loss of their deposits if they didn't stop doing business with the gun manufacturers. So that's how that's going down in America. I mean, this is insane.
So Dave Merrill just published an article today on Recoil Web talking about this kind of like new push for gun control through policy rather than passing a law. It's a really good read. I suggest heading over there and reading it. I will drop that in the thing for Hank to share as well.
You know, a lot of this stuff that I see going on right now, and there's some stuff happening. Actually, I was interviewed by one of the news channels here today. It's funny, I was interviewed yesterday for a radio channel and then today for one of the news channels. But Gainesville City here, the city council, they are trying to sue the state of Florida to get rid of preemption, because Florida has this thing called preemption. You try to make up your own rules and all that around the state.
Oh, yeah,
and you get sued. You lose a lot of money.
Okay.
Yeah, so like in Florida, there's preemption. So if Gainesville try to make up its own rules for gun laws and stuff like that, the city leaders would get sued.
It's against the law. It's against the law.
Yeah, so that would keep them from doing that. They're trying to sue the state and get rid of that, and that's what they're doing. And then people are going after, like, you know, they're using the banks and going after people and all that. Imagine if, like, let's take a minority group, like you take, you know, I don't know, any minority group or some other group out there, and you say, let's start attacking any bank that does business with these guys.
I'm not doing any business with any Puerto Ricans. Just say that.
Yeah.
What would happen? Oh my fucking God! There'd be an explosion.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do business with anyone transgender. I have no problem with anyone doing business with you know, mostly anyone. I'm not gonna say, obviously there's some people out there we don't want anyone to do business with, like
just
terrorists.
Example, it's like, but nevertheless, that whole thing about that where the counties can make their own gun laws. Florida used to be that way. And you could have a concealed carry permit in one county, but it wouldn't be any good in another county. So what the hell good is it? It's no good. You know,
no.
A lot of states are like that, where it's like Illinois is a good example of that, where it's a clusterfuck. The law is all over the place. You know, what happens if you walk across the county line and you know, something happens? You end up in jail.
Look at that baby. That's a cute baby. Sorry.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Look at that handsome guy. And he knows how to work the computer, apparently.
Yes, he's trying very hard to type messages.
Yeah, he's like, don't put me here. I'll go right in. I got this. Yeah, he's ready to start racking.
Yeah, I'll put you to work, kid.
Yeah. this is craziness that's happening in America. If you attacked any other group like this, if some group said we're not going to do business with Democrats, you know, if we let them get away with this, they're just going to go after anyone. This is what people I don't understand why people don't get this. If you let people get away with this, isn't this a lot like how you remember the people with the cake that the gay couple wanted a cake?
You know, you can be a Christian and not believe in something, and you're a pariah, but you can be a Muslim and do whatever you want, and nobody gives a crap.
Yeah, but the whole situation is people are saying, oh, these guys have to make a cake with you. Yeah. Then the same people are for you, right? And go against what they believe. Then the same people are saying, oh, this thing that you do, manufacturing firearms, that's protected by the Second Amendment. If you make videos about it, we're gonna lock you down. If you manufacture them, we're gonna lock you down. We're gonna take away. If you lend them money if the banks lend them money, we're gonna take stuff away. Come on.
You know how you cure that though? You just basically what'll happen is there'll be banks that'll cater to these type of businesses.
He's pressing stuff. Take this child. Did you give him sugar?
Oh
yes.
Yes, that is a Belgian Malinois.
Yeah, you know that this is like a horrible precedent for people to set. I'm just telling you, man. And these guys don't understand. Like, and this is what I was saying. I don't know how the interview is going to come out. When it comes out, I'll share it with you guys. I was honestly doing a whole bunch of stuff, and these guys actually they wanted to talk to me so badly, or this reporter that she came and met me. Hopefully they, you know, put the message out there loud and clear, but you know how it goes. The thing is that I said, okay, so we're going to let cities set their own laws now, right? No. What if another city here in Florida said, yeah, you know, if you come into our town and I don't know, just make up something. You know, if you've got a liberal sticker on your car, you go to jail.
Right. You can't wear a gun T-shirt.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying what happened.
I'll be naked all the time. I don't own regular clothes.
You heard about the woman that called the police on this guy because he was in the park with his kids and he had a gun T-shirt on and she was scared.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Wow.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's crazy. What's the T-shirt going to do to you? But other people have all kinds of other T-shirts. People have T-shirts that say "fuck you" on it. You know, all kinds of stuff I see out there. I don't care. I don't care about it. But here's what I'm saying to you. So Gainesville, let's say Gainesville makes a law that says I can't defend myself in Gainesville, even though I could do that in Florida, right? And then another town says, yeah, if you come into our town and you're a liberal, you have a liberal sticker on your car, we'll impound your car. They don't want that. That's going to be horrible, right? You can't make up your own rules. This is the state of Florida. All the rules apply. And honestly, we should all be able to defend ourselves in the entire country because it's the Second Amendment that, you know, it's not what gives us that right. It's what ensures it. But, you know, people cannot this is why you can't make up your own rules, people.
It's not going to change here.
It could be used against you. The same, you can think you can make up your own rules, and then everyone will start making up their own rules, and it's going to be a cluster.
The goofy bastards in Hillsborough County, the next county over. Oh, we're going to ban assault rifles. We're going to ban assault rifles. And guess what? That's against the law. You can be charged with a crime if you try to do that. Yeah. I mean, and they back down. They didn't do it twice. They were talking about it. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like they know the stuff. They know they can't do it, but they get on like they're doing something. You know? So
yeah, and I think most people know better than this, man. Most people know better than this. Do you have any news, Walter? You got some news there while
Patrick's racking his slide?
Yeah, he's racking his slide.
Racking his slide.
Busy.
Get busy on it.
I've got to get used to this antiquated piece of crap.
Oh, 45?
Nah, it's 9 because like I'm not full retard, but it's still retard.
To each his own.
Oh boy, yeah, yeah, for sure.
You know, everybody's got their gig. You know,
what news have you guys seen out there? What's anything? I see Giuliani's joining Trump's legal team.
Yeah.
It's over now. That's the sign of the apocalypse.
The Justice Department referred McCabe case for criminal prosecution. So things are moving ahead in that sector.
Refresh me on that again. What was that?
McCabe, I think, used to be the assistant FBI director or something.
Oh, okay.
His case has been referred for criminal prosecution because he lied his ass off. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Just like all the rest of them. So I think the House of Cards is going to start to fall pretty soon. So,
Yeah.
hopefully it falls hard. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh well.
45 AARP. I like it.
AARP.
It's in the chat. It's cracking me up.
Oh,
No, it's
AAR.
not an STI. It's like the low budget. What is it? The Rock Island Armory thing.
Made in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's their like tack model with that giant length of pick rail in the bottom that I can't put my Surefire on, so it instantly becomes not a tactical model anymore.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. So I see. I mean, I don't know if I want to get back into it. I see that my local sheriff came out like 5 minutes ago, and
Made a
made
statement.
yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
You know that news is all still developing. Okay.
Yep.
Any other stuff that's going on here that you guys have seen?
I don't really pay attention to the news.
Don't look at the news. Okay.
Nah, man, it's like I'll check it throughout the day, but like it goes in one ear out the other because it's like really depressing.
Yeah. Well, let's see what in the time that we have here, what the folks in the chat want to talk to us about. Yeah.
Yeah, let's give me some questions, y'all. Like let's talk some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Let's do a Q&A thing or something.
Ask us, and I mean, unless you want to talk about Kanye West and his.
Nah,
No,
man. Is that the dude that peed on somebody?
No.
He did what? He did what?
Is that the dude that peed on somebody, or is that R. Kelly?
Okay, you know which one it is.
Like, I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but it's hard to tell the difference.
Oh boy.
Well, it's really
I'm just screwing with you, man.
in the big scheme of things, all that stuff is non-news to me. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Sicko. Yeah. Go ahead.
It has no bearing on anything important.
Yeah, I don't really care. I don't really care about those dudes.
Wilker said, "Does my Mal have any cool gear?" No, man. Like, I need to find a really solid company. As a matter of fact, JB, I was going to text you about finding a good agitation collar for this idiot.
Yeah. Oh,
Because he needs it. Like, he's choking himself out when somebody knocks on the door.
yeah. Ken Catilier says Walmart/Dick's lawsuit. What up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I didn't really. Oh, the age thing. Like, I don't know. It's probably gonna take some time to shake out. But like, the Dick's thing is kind of moot at this point. Like, I don't really care. They can just fade into obscurity.
Yeah. Psycho 316 said, I don't know why I'm saying Psycho, I'm guessing.
Okay.
A new video came out on my channel where I suck at shooting.
Ooh, I'll watch that.
Yeah. That's good stuff, man.
How do I go to channel? I'm gonna watch it right now.
Yeah, look, that's that's a good thing.
That's all right,
dude. Like, I'm cool. Like, I just published a video on like ball and dummy, and like I essentially flinch in the video when I'm shooting. Like, I'm sucking at shooting, but talking about how to get better.
Yeah.
But
have you ever seen Walter shoot?
Oh, wait a minute. Why are you bringing me into this?
Look at this big hunk of man.
I always flinch. I make this like.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so great.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No, it's cool.
No.
It cracks me up, so I enjoy it.
I can't help it. I try not to, but it's like.
Nah, man. Like, Walter, watch that ball and dummy video and like put some work in. Put 1,000 rounds down range doing ball and dummy, and you will stop. Like, I was bad. Like, every time I would pull the trigger, it would be boom every single time. I was like, man, I can't get these sights adjusted.
Oh, you're pulling. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah. So what I'm doing, and I didn't notice this until like, Walter, are you going to be at NRA?
No, not this time. No.
Okay. Next time I see you, like outside of SHOT Show floor, like I'll break out the carry gun and do something, and like you'll see what you're doing. And I'm willing to bet you're doing the same thing that like everybody's doing. Like,
no, he's talking about my facial expressions when I do it. I'm like, I always have these weird expressions. Yeah.
You have to watch this. You have to watch him shoot anything. I'm gonna do a whole video of Walter reactions to shooting because when I edit, it cracks.
Dude,
Yeah,
do a montage of Walther face while shooting.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny, and I enjoy it. So I don't know if the people will enjoy it.
You
But
got to
I
get one
enjoy
of
it.
your editing guys to like put that face, like a still face on some like caricature on the toilet for the outro of the video.
Mhm. Let's
Trying
see.
to pass a kidney stone or something.
Brandon L wants to know if you tried the Star BM. I'm trying to see what.
No, I've not yet, but I just had a conversation with somebody at Century. We're going to be doing some cool shit coming up on Ammo Land. They've got this whole corner of their website that's like surplus stuff on Century's website.
Yeah.
And like there's some really neat stuff that flows through there. Like I've seen some really rare guns, some really interesting stuff. Now, like unfortunately, they're all shooters because they've been electropenciled, Century International Arms, and they've ruined the value. But they still carry some value, just not as much as a collector grade gun. But they still have some like interesting stuff that flows through there.
They've got some CZs. I got an email today about some CZ75s they got in there. I've never seen that model before.
Which one?
Wait, you're talking about the Star BM? I thought one of us had a Star BM.
No, the Star. I have one of those, but they're CZ75s. They're used guns. They're probably from Europe someplace. But
I think a lot. Well, if it's a 75, likely it's a Israeli trade-in.
It looks like it's got from the looks of it, looks like it's got the scratch marks makes it look like it's got like a alloy lower. I don't know if they made a CC75 with an alloy.
And by the way, there's someone out there that says you disrespected the 10mm, Walter.
I did. What did they say?
They said that's like disrespecting the 50 BMG.
I didn't respect 10mm, did I?
I don't know. I didn't catch it. L228 says, what about the three-year-old girl that accidentally shot her pregnant mom in Indiana?
Wow. That happens.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone suggested to me that we have a moment of silence for the deputies. I'm totally fine with that. We can have a moment of silence. Yeah. So I'm trying. You know what? The reason why I could keep, if you guys haven't seen us talk about it, we did in the beginning. I'm trying to, it's a horrible thing. I'm trying to just not totally lose it here. So It's a horrible thing that we're going to be dealing with for a while. Like my town and all that kind of stuff. Lola's asking me what you guys think about the whole slide fire.
Oh, stopping production
shutting down. Like I'm cool with it, man. Like they see the writing on the wall. They had a niche product, like with this possibility that people are gonna it's gonna be outlawed or banned or no longer legal for sale. Like I got no qualms, and a business owner is saying, "Look, man, like we have reached the edge of profitability. Like I'm shutting my doors. I'm gonna take my ball and go home." Like I'm cool.
They made a ton of money.
Exactly. So they made a ton of money. Like why do they need to ride the to the very ragged edge of the tracks and then like fall into the canyon? Why do they need to dump money into producing something that no one's going to be able to buy, because that's pretty much what direction we're going. Like taking a pragmatic view on business is not something we should be like tearing them apart about.
Yeah,
I don't.
That's their choice,
Yeah, and I think someone asked the question like, "Do you think that they sold out everything and then got out of the business?"
No.
I mean, they're still taking orders for a little bit, but I don't remember where I saw it. It was somebody was saying something about how it was disappointing. I actually might have been Merrill's article on Recoil.
Well, they might be positioning themselves to go in another direction.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, I'm not mad at them.
That's their choice. They can do what they want,
Yeah, I don't remember where, it might have been on another website, but I saw somebody say something about being disappointed in them. And like, dude, it's a business. Like, I understand that we all get emotionally invested in this gun stuff, and we should, but like expecting a business to light piles of money on fire.
Absolutely not. They're already going to suffer. I mean, they're not the only ones. If you look at the amount of things out there that if this stupid laws go through, the people are going to have to destroy, which I'm against that. And then I think it won't end there. If we allow that,
Right.
they'll just keep, you know, encroaching on stuff. But the companies that are doing it, yeah, what do we expect them to do? And then at the same time, the other companies out there in the industry don't even want to get into this because they're like, maybe they'll just take out those guys and not us, which I think is a mistake personally. You know,
I mean, like I said, I wish I remembered who it was. Like that did it. Nestor, I'm doing a mod 0 Mark 18.
okay.
Actually, I've already got it. My barrel's pretty jacked up.
That's what she said.
I mean, it is, but apparently it works. Y'all saw it earlier.
Was that low, hanging low when I said that? Was that low hanging?
Yeah, low hanging fruit.
Hey, Walter, it's always low hanging.
Someone wants to know if you're having any issues, Walter, with your what? With your banks? Your banks? Oh, Walter. Oh, are you having issues, Walter, with the bank? Do you use the banks, Walter?
Yeah, we have to use a bank. We have credit cards there.
Oh, your
we bank with actually Wells Fargo, and I've been in the news here lately, but I'm not bailing on the bank until they bail on me. And you know what? That's an opportunity for another company to step in and say, "Hey, we'll take all your gun guys."
Yeah,
I mean that's Walter, what happens usually.
Yeah, if the banks come after you, Walter, we'll just start printing Walter bucks. That's all.
What is a Walter buck? Like I've been hearing these words.
It's equivalent to a Ben Franklin.
Yeah, yeah. We'll start printing.
Walter buck is $100. So
yeah,
okay.
we came up with this because of the Big Daddy Unlimited. Don't know if you heard about that. But
I did. I tried signing up as an affiliate, but I've not done it because I can't share it.
Oh, okay. Why can't you share it?
I've got like 14 followers on Facebook, homie.
Oh, okay. First, we got to up your
got to work on that a little bit.
Yeah,
then, yeah.
But Big Daddy Unlimited is a service. You pay $10 a month. That's like $120 a year. You have access to wholesale prices. There's like somewhere between 120, 130,000 items on there. You guys could save lots of money. Whenever people ask me, like, because you have to like sign up. You have to be in there because of map pricing and how that whole thing works.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Like it's just super cool concept, man. Like I just wish I could tell people about it because it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to help you. People should follow the Firearm Rack on all the social medias on the Facebooks and the Instagram and
my Instagram is doing all right. I think I'm like 2,600 something on the Instagrams, and then the Facebooks for whatever reason is like no, I've got more than that, man. Like I've got like under 500 on Facebook. It's like facebook.com/firearm rack. And for whatever reason, I just don't push it hard enough or something, I don't know. I hate Facebook. I hate its algorithm, and I just don't do it. Like it's too much work.
By the way, and if you're looking for any of these things that we're talking about, guys, I don't know how much time we have here to jump into that stuff, but there are links in the description. So, and please go and follow the Firearm Rack. Mr. Saving the Day says, man, Hank Palmetto has some great deals you've been putting on Facebook. Thank you. That's Lola. Lola's been throwing up deals and stuff like that. So, obviously I don't do this awesomeness all by myself. Oh. Lola helps out a lot here. So Randy Peacock says, hey, Hank, what's up, Randy? Yeah, so there you go. Lola's always putting up the deals. So, and I think she just put a link here in the description for Big Daddy Unlimited, so and we're approaching like 2,000 members on Big Daddy Unlimited, by the way. So nice. People have been, people have been saving a lot of money on there. We need to start I've got to figure out how to put up a thing of how much money people saved. Like the McDonald's things, like billions of people serve. Yeah, that'll probably be a good idea. I need to send that to those guys.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, whenever you're done, I'm good.
No, go ahead. I'm going to send that idea out to the team. So you go ahead and talk about what you're going to.
Yeah, man. Somebody asked me about my Mark 18 clone, and this is it. The rail is a Knights. I got it from Knights. 10-3 barrel with an A2 flash hider, all that good stuff, and a Geisley trigger because I'm a trigger snob when it comes to ARs. But it is as correct as I can make it without adding a third pin, and I need to find a Wilcox mount for the aim point. but you know, it's about as legit as it gets. The charging handle's wrong too, but it is pretty awesome. That barrel is pretty shot out, so I need to get a new one. Is why I've got that guy from Ballistic Advantage.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and yeah, we are coming up about the last 10 minutes, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, Gorillas and Guns says not the greatest fan of firearm rack. Cool.
Who is that? Who is not?
Gorillas and Guns. He apparently not the greatest fan of firearm rack. Like, I'm cool with that, bro. Like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to make you feel better about your purchasing decisions. I'm here to talk about stuff that I've learned as a shooter. That's the whole point of firearm rack. It's a learning experience. I had the light bulb kind of clicked a while back. Somebody in the comments on one of my old TFB articles called me the the Wesley Crusher of guns.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody called me the Wesley Crusher of guns, and like it clicked. I was like, bro, I'm cool with that. Like, I'm all right.
Wesley Crusher, yeah.
I'm all right with learning.
That's a Star Trek thing. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. It was the kid that like learned his way throughout the series, right? Yeah. So like, I'm cool with learning every time I go to the range, because if I pretend like I know everything, then you probably shouldn't be listening to it.
No.
You know. Nestor, yes, I will be doing the HU front post by myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like
listen, I know that people don't like everyone that I bring on
cool.
and how all that stuff goes. You know, I get it. Listen, I think we still have to, like we said before, we got to respect each other. You know, we're all doing our thing. Everyone has their opinions. I enjoy, and I think people out there enjoy the exchange of ideas and opinions and stuff like that. You know, I know you and Tyvin have like this weird, crazy thing going on. I wish it wasn't like that. But, you know,
I think that's the takeaway there, man. Like, no, dude. Like, we're gonna. My takeaway is it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to learn. I know you are, homie. I know you are. I mean, like, I'm not everybody's favorite. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I don't care. Like, I'm still going to talk about the stuff that I've learned and try to pass it on to people so they can save money. Like, that's my whole goal.
What comment did someone just make? That you said, "I know you are."
That he's still subbed to me. I know he is.
Cool. Yeah. See, that's
subbed.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. You know, as long as we respect each other, that's what's important. You know,
I mean, in like something I did want to talk about and we didn't get to was the deletion of Small Arms Solution, his YouTube channel. Like, I know that I kind of had some words with him recently about him being stupid. But like, I don't want to see his channel deleted. Like, I'm really upset that it is, in fact, because it is a good source of information. He does get some stuff wrong. He does step out of his lane sometimes, but he is a smart dude when it comes to
what happened there. How did he get deleted?
I don't know, man. Like, just I know he had a couple strikes, and he definitely should have contested them, but they deleted his channel, I think, before he could, like.
He could still fight it. The same thing happened to us. He could still, please get out there, fight it. You know, get in touch with YouTube, push back. Don't give up on it. I've seen people do that. That's not the way to go. When it happened to us, we fought back. The folks out there helped us. Lots of people helped us. We fought back. Also, we had alternatives. Don't give up, guys. This is far from over. I refuse to let our voice be silenced.
Yeah, and it's something that I'm hoping that we can talk about at a later time, like the fact that these gun channels are disappearing. I don't think he will fight it, man. Like, I don't think he's going to fight it. I to the extent that you did, I don't have a whole lot of hope that Small Arms Solutions is going to come back. Like, I hope I'm wrong. Like I said, like, I don't have anything against the guy. I like the stuff that he puts out. You know, but pragmatically looking at it, like, I don't know if he's going to fight quite as hard as you did to get your channel back. He might fall into the pitfall that Jaeger did. So, yeah, I don't know. You know,
like I wish, you know, I mean, you know, and I've spoken about that before, which I've told people I'm not happy, you know, regardless of whatever is going on with me and anyone else out there. I'm not happy with what's happening here, and people trying to silence our voice when we are doing something that we are entitled to do by birth. You know, we the Constitution, the Second Amendment specifically, and you know, First Amendment for that right matter, gives us the ability to do this, and people are out there doing this kind of thing to us.
Yes.
It's ridiculous, and we should not give up. We should fight at every single turn. We should fight
Right.
every single damn thing that we possibly can. You know, folks, don't get discouraged by this stuff happening, because that's what they want. They want us to get discouraged,
No,
and then for people to just take themselves out of the game.
I feel like yes, they do want that, but at the same time, we're going through some growing pains. Never Enough Ammo is getting the shaft as well. I think he's on strike too.
I heard about that.
I do want to commend Tim for stepping up for Chris Bartocci and getting him on Full 30 pretty damn quick. Like, he's up there now. So, you know, his videos are up there. Like, he's got a really great video on the USP series. He's got a great video on the Caracal AR variant. Most of his stuff on the AR stuff is really on point. So head on over to Full 30, check that out. Check out Chris's videos, and then, like, you know, find a way to get him back on YouTube, because that is a very valuable learning resource that we are missing now as a community. And I'm not cool with it. Never Have Enough Ammo does some great stuff too. So, like, I'm hoping that he can get those strikes pulled.
Yeah.
You know.
And this is spawning one of the things in whatever time we have left here. This is spawning a lot of things like Full 30. There's GunTube, there's this thing, there's that thing. People are going to Pornhub and all that. What do you think about all that, man? Like, what's your plan?
I'm on Pornhub, bro.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pornhub.com/user/firearm rack.
The firearm rack. Interesting.
Yeah. Pornhub.com/users/firearm rack, I think. And you can find me on the Pornhubs. I'm also on Gunstreamer, UGE Tube. Working on getting my stuff up on the bit, whatever the fuck.
I mean, do you think we're like bifurcating ourselves, or even more than that?
Nah, man,
like splitting ourselves off into.
So it was never about a big audience on YouTube. I never cared about, like, me personally. You know, I can't speak for anybody else, but, like, me personally, it was never about numbers on YouTube. I don't care how many views I get. I don't care how many, like, thumbs ups I get or thumbs downs. Like, I don't really care about all that crap. What I care about is getting good information to people who are going to utilize that information to purchase something. I don't want to be part of the problem anymore in the gun industry. And what I mean by that is I am really tired of people spending money on garbage trying to buy skill, and the part doesn't work out the way it's supposed to, or the gun doesn't shoot the way it should. And then that person is now out whatever cost they burn on reselling it. So whatever they lose in that exchange, I'm tired of seeing that. And I went through a ton of money as a new shooter trying to find out what worked, what didn't. And it took me damn near 10 years to get to the point to where I understood things well enough to stop wasting money. So that's what it was about for me, man. Like, I don't care about sub numbers. The only thing that it does is it helps when I ask companies to send something out.
Yeah, but that's what I think is awesome about you, man. I know, like, where you're coming from, and it's a real genuine place, and maybe not everyone appreciates it. I definitely do, and I think that kind of thing is needed more and more here. I think we all want to strive for that. Obviously, look, if people have to make a living doing this, we all have bills, and even beyond the bills, we all have things in life that we want to do, things that we want to have, and all that. You know, we all have to eat, but
yeah, man,
we need these services from people.
Yeah, and you know, I want to be clear. I don't do this for a living. Like, you know, my paychecks come from 10 and AmmoLand, and I copyright for Barnauls and a bunch of places. I'm a writer. That's how I make a living. I'm not a YouTuber. I just like to make videos. And like, if I happen to be able to fund my project through Patreon, then awesome. You know, but like my Patreon, if you look at some other people's Patreons, like, you'll see at the $5 level, you'll get Discord. Everybody in my Patreon gets Discord access because, like, I like the community.
Explain what Discord is.
Discord's instant chat. So I've got a couple of people. Patrick B is in my Discord right now. He's in the live chat. I think that Vozlek 84 is also in here. Yeah, Vozlek V.
Yeah, awesome.
So
that's great.
they
Shout out to all those people. Yeah.
They are chatting with me, so I'm seeing their messages on a different screen, and it's popping up and letting me know when they're talking.
Yeah.
So responding to that too. But I like getting on there and hanging out with them. So that's a bonus to me for me.
I agree with you on that, and I keep telling people like my personal advice. I know I'm not like the hugest YouTube I'm at all. I mean, I make like pretty much nothing on YouTube. YouTube, the revenue from YouTube can't pay for like what I spend on bullets when I do one video. But my advice that I give to people is, try to have some kind of ownership or connection to your audience, and I think things like that do it. I've been like giving out my number to people so people can get in touch with me.
Get like weird like midnight texts of like dudes testicles and stuff. Yeah, like I made less than $50 last month on YouTube, man. Like so, it's nothing. Like it doesn't pay for my gas to and from the range for a month.
Yeah. Well, I have a system for doing it where like people have to give me their info, and they can just communicate with me. Most of the time I tell them, hey, give me your info so I know who I'm talking to. And I haven't had anything negative like that. I'm not saying it won't happen. Obviously anything's going to happen, but I'm a big boy. I can deal with all that kind of stuff, and I could definitely block people's asses. But for the most part, people have been cool, and the reason why I'm doing it is because I'm able to do the things that I'm doing because of my connection to an audience that chooses to watch what I do. It doesn't matter how badass you are or what you have or how much money you spend and all that kind of stuff. You create something, you put it out into the world, and then people have the choice to consume it or not consume it. And I want to appreciate those people who do that. But with all the different platforms, good or bad platforms, the one thing I came to realize is if you lose that platform, you lose the people. Right? When they pull the plug, you don't have access to those people anymore.
Right. And it really does come down to like if I get silenced on YouTube, man, like I don't care. I'll take the stuff to Light Fighter and PNS and air15.com and put my info out wherever I can. Like I don't really care how it's delivered. I'm not in this to get internet famous. I don't give a shit about people noticing me at trade shows or out at a gun store or whatever. Like it's nice. I love seeing people that enjoy my work. I love spending time talking with you guys, but like when it comes down to, I don't give a shit about being internet famous. I don't give a shit about being a Z-list YouTube star. I don't care about subs and numbers and all that garbage. And the only reason it comes into play is when I start talking to a company saying, hey, I really want to work with you on a cool project. Things like the Barnauls Dream Gun that I'm building with that amazing Defiance receiver. Like that can't come to fruition without numbers, because if I don't have anybody to talk to about it, they're gonna be like, "All right, man, we'll get back to you."
Yeah, absolutely. So Rex Allen says, "Is Hank challenging us?" No.
Hey,
so
Rex, I'll tell you what. If Hank won't give you his real phone number, email me. If you follow my Instagram and Facebook. No. I'll give him Lola's number too.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. But people have my real thing. I mean, there's messages like I'm seeing messages here all the time, man. As we're talking, messages are popping up. I can't answer every message, but it's happening. People have a way of contacting me. Sometimes people call me even. The thing is like I can't necessarily always talk because I'm running around doing stuff, but
Armaments and Access, I know we're over time, but Armaments and Access did say, why am I into this? To spread the good word. Yes, that's absolutely why. I want to tell you guys what works, what don't, what you should spend your money on, what you shouldn't spend your money on. Like at what point should you think about buying something that might be a little bit of a higher skill level? Like having all those conversations and putting like useful info out there is important to me. Like I want to get better as a shooter. Dude, I probably went through 20,000 rounds in a year last year filming for TFB TV and didn't get better. And like that coupled with a couple of other things that happened, like I was like, man, I'm tired of just making noise and wasting money and time. So like, how can I improve? And like that's my whole message. Like I really want to see people get better, stop trying to buy a skill, and like that skill level is something that you can't take away,
Awesome. Okay, Lola's giving me the wrap up, so we are gonna have Patrick back on. We'll have Patrick. Well, we're saying Patrick Roberts, right, from the Firearm Rack.
Yeah, Patrick Roberts.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you back on.
Not hiding behind some bullshit facade on the internet like other people.
No. Oh, I don't know. Is that what? What does that mean?
I mean, that's a
I'm
call
with you,
out
brother.
to whoever
I'm with you, brother.
to whoever it applies to.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So anyway, listen, I get it, man. Like, I want to live my life out loud, man. Out of the closet. I am a gun guy. I believe in the Second Amendment. Other things. I love cars, watches, women. I'm not gonna be ashamed of anything that I do, and I'm gonna voice my opinion like all the way out loud. So
women in
That's
song.
the idea. That's the idea. If you ain't making people angry about what they don't know, then you aren't making people angry enough.
yeah, that's what I like about both of you guys that are on, and other people that come on here. Like Walter could give two shits.
Dude, like,
You know, that's my favorite thing about him, because you know that's what life should be, man. That's people.
Right.
The art of being a man has been lost.
I do care, you know, about certain things, but other things it's like, fuck, if you don't like it, too bad, you know.
no, man, I'm not gonna go ahead and go out of my way to make somebody angry.
No, I don't ever do that. I mean, it's not.
If
It's
you
not
were
working
being, I mean, I think Walter. I'm gonna assume that Walter can agree. If you were being stupid to the point where it annoys me, then I'm going to call you on it at that point.
Yeah,
yeah. If you're really dumb, yeah, it's not,
yeah. So someone just sent me a message on this thing, and they said, "Shout me out if this is really your number." But I don't know who it is. You have to let me know who you are. But guess what? I got your message right there. Let me see. I'll scroll down to it. See that? And I sent you back a message. You said, "Shout me out if this is really your number." Yeah, it's your number. Fill out the form, and then I'll know who I'm talking to, and we'll have lots of conversations. Okay. So, all right, let's wrap this up. We will be back. We'll all be back.
Yes.
We'll do stuff. Check out the firearms rack, of course. Check out
Firearm rack.
Firearm
Rack. Yeah,
Yeah.
firearmrack.com. You can find me. We have a blog. There are things there that aren't videos, and I like to post stuff there from time to time. I need to post more often. YouTube.com/firearmrack. Please tell people about the project. Tell people that they need to stop buying shit and buy good stuff, and they can look for information there. Patreon.com/firearmrack, Facebook.com/firearmrack, Instagram.com/thepatrickroberts. And like, I'm giving away some stuff that we were talking about today. Like, I'll be giving away a TLR7. I'm going to be giving away a couple of those terrible gun belts because I don't want them in my life.
Oh yeah, awesome! Everything you don't want, you're
like,
gonna give away. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, no, well, dude, I have way too much crap.
Look,
and then,
Lola's giving me the evil eye over here. But
Walker's ears; those are going to be given away on the Facebook or Instagrams or something. So I'm not going to make Lola angry. My wife is hovering right now. Like, I'll show you.
Yeah.
She ran away.
Yeah, Lola doesn't want me to show her face right now either. Walter, what do you have going on? What's up with you, man?
Just building guns, firearms, firearms. Yeah, I'm doing firearms. Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, check it out.
Walter always makes good posts, by the way, guys. He's always got cool
trying
stuff.
to do different stuff, you know.
And what is that vehicle that you just got again? I forgot already.
A half-flinger.
A half-flinger.
Made by Steyr Poop.
Yeah, so that you're gonna have some stuff going up of that,
Yeah,
right?
we'll put some more stuff on that. Yeah. I got to get some spark plugs for it, get it running better, and yeah, we'll post some stuff. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. So cool. I want to thank everyone that's been watching, everyone that's sending me messages. Talk about it, and then the thing blows up or whatever. Everyone's sending me messages. I appreciate that. Stuff. I appreciate everyone hanging out here with us. You know, for the chat, all the people that support us, all the people, our Patreons, we're like Patreon/Hank Strange. Everyone that takes care of us and looks out for us, all the people that sponsor the channel. ATI Outdoors definitely does that. Andrew's Custom Leather, of course. This guy right here, his entire family.
Safety Harbor Firearms.
Yes, there you go. There you go. All the Kellers.
I do my best Sam Andrews voice.
Absolutely, can't forget about Big Daddy Guns.
Big Daddy.
Yeah,
yes,
Tony and Sherry. Yes, they're actually okay. This is what he's putting up right now. Tony and Sherry are not even here. I think they're in DC. They're about to do some cool stuff out there in DC, and they're still listening though. So shout out to them. There's a lot of things that I would not be able to do if it was not for those guys bringing me into their family. So thank you for that. And of course, this situation continued. So we're out of here. We're gonna work that out at some point. All right, guys. Thank you. I will see you tomorrow. I don't know who's coming up tomorrow, but I will see you guys tomorrow. We're out of here. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.